Okay. There we go. Hello, YouTube. It's me, Robert, with Cointalk. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time. Going is the saying gone. This is going to be an open discussion about the Lincoln penny. And actually, I heard little whispers of the Jefferson nickel. So we're going to review a little bit of those. But first, let's go to the retired pirate David and let's find out about a coin show that's coming near you soon. So, David, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thoughts and prayers to everybody that was touched by the plane helicopter crash in DC last night. Very, very sad. But I'm going to run through the coin shows coming up here within the next week. On January 30th through February 1st, we have the Ocala Coin Show 2025 in Ocala, Florida. On January 31st through February 1st, the Coin Expo in San Jose, California. January 31st through February 1st, Denver Coin Club Show in Golden, Colorado. January 1st through February 1st, the Southwest Missouri Coin and Stamp Show, Carthage, Missouri. January 31st through February 1st, the Knoxville Coin and Currency Show, Knoxville, Tennessee. January 31st through February 2nd, Low Country Winter Coin Show in Ladson, South Carolina. February 1st, I think that's on Sunday, Coinocopia, Tampa's monthly coin show, Tampa, Florida. February 1st, South Hills Coin Club Show, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. February 1st, Hidalgo Coin Club Large Winter Coin and Collectible Show, McAllen, Texas. February 2nd, North County Monthly Coin Show, Anaheim, Colorado. Frankie, that one's for you. February 2nd, Hollywood Coin Show, Hollywood, Florida. February 2nd, First Sunday Coin Show, Central Florida Coin Club, Mayland, Florida. February 2nd, Orland Park First Sunday Show, Orland Park, Illinois. February 2nd, Detroit Area Coin Shows, Southfield, Michigan. February 2nd, South Jersey Coin and Collectible Show, Lindenwood, New Jersey. And last but not least, February 2nd, Universal Coin and Currency Show, Cleveland, Ohio, Fairview Park, Ohio. And as long as I've got you folks here, I'm going to run through the spot prices really quick. Gold is up $34.40 to $27.93 an ounce. I believe that might be a new all-time record. Silver is up 71 cents to $31.50. Platinum is up $20 to $966. Palladium is up $30 to $977, and rhodium is flat at $4,500. Robert, kick it back to you.
Okay, we're going to bring it back to everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Well, there's one good thing about this. We know where Brad is. He's right down below me. So, how you doing, B? Good to see you. David, good to see you. And Brad, it's okay to see you too. What the heck? I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. I guess you got something to look at. So, going. The Lincoln Cents they're talking about. I know that Doge brought it up in a topic. I've seen a lot of people doing some videos on it, and the most accurate and the best one there's one channel out there that did it perfect, but I'm not going to say nothing because you know what? It would end the stream as far as that discussion goes right quick. Let's see. Does anybody on the panel have any opinions that they would like to share as far as the Lincoln Cent and that topic? Feel free to go after it. Brad, you're muted.
There we go. The PCGS chat boards the other day had a thread on, what would you do? And I thought, all right, let's be really radical here. We should have a $2.50 coin, a $5 coin, a 50-cent, a dollar coin, a 50-cent coin, and a quarter. Anything under that, cents, nickels, dimes, out of here. So we'd save a lot of money. Resize all the coins, make the smallest bill, then would be a $10 bill. So let's get on this thing whole horse and redesign the whole coinage, top to bottom, paper money. Bring back the $500 bill. I'm not sure we need 1,000, but maybe bring that back too. But let's revamp things and let's shake it up a little bit. Yes, Paul, I am Cookie.
Have you seen the rainbow dollars? They're like rainbow colored. Have you seen those? Anybody? No.
From 1869?
No, they were going to replace the money we have now. I don't know that much about it. I shouldn't have brought it up. But yeah, it's rainbow colored. It's weird looking. I can't remember what they call it either, so I shouldn't have brought it up.
Paper money all polymer. Let's get rid of paper.
Plastic money.
Plastic money. Polymer. Polymer is so cool.
Really?
Colors. Oh my gosh. Look at some of the stuff that's out there. It's gorgeous.
From other countries?
Yeah.
Like example.
Canada. Or, third world countries are making polymer notes that are gorgeous.
Hey, if we make Canada our 51st state, we can just take their money from them. 51st.
It's a little large.
But we'll have to give it all to Denmark.
Okay. What the heck? No, I'm sorry.
What about you, David? What about you, David? What do you have to say about Lincoln Cent?
My gut is if we're losing money on cents and nickels, they probably should go away. The stickler here, I think, is going to be getting it through Congress. They've tried to do this before, and it failed a couple different times. Once in 1990 and once in 2017.
Well, David, you can fail 1,000 times. You only have to be right once.
Correct. I think there's some strong lobbyists out there, like let's say people that make zinc.
How about aluminum cents? Aluminum coins.
There's other countries that have them. Yeah.
You could have a whole pocket full of change and it would weigh an ounce.
Yeah. They're like tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
Tiddlywinks.
Be careful what T word you use there, Blue.
Did you hear that? Boy, are you focused?
Here's your problem, Brad. Here's your problem with aluminum. The aluminum would take, and if you drop it on the ground, it'll still last. See, I don't think that's a purpose for some of the modern coinage. And the reason I say that, everything that you just said is similar to what they have done over in the Philippines. And like their smallest denomination, is just microscopic, damn near it. But like their 25-cent coin is real interesting. It's a zinc planchet that's been coated with, I'm not certain what, but you drop it on the ground and within probably about 3 months, it's dissolved back into the ground. So I don't think
know if I want my money.
The only people here we have a problem with is the metal detectorists won't be finding new change anymore.
Well, that could be,
Exactly.
but my point is,
Like
I
Frank.
think that the reason they're wanting to get rid of some of these smaller denominations is to take and to make money off of it. To be honest with you,
Yeah. And
you don't think they're making
you
enough
don't want to
now?
you don't want to make money to lose money, do you?
Well,
That's
you
what
don't
we're
think they're
doing
making
now.
money now? Hello, Hillbilly Henry, and everybody else out there. By the way, I just happened to see a Hillbilly Henry. Like the name already, so. But hello to everybody. I find it interesting, the topic, and how. Well, what about you out in the chat? What do you think about removing the penny? And like I said, the nickel was even brought up, but I do know it was a very strong discussion about the penny. That seems to be what most news casters were
We're talking
talking
about British coins today, Robert.
Well, they were all calling them the pennies. I know they're the cents, but a lot of people reference them as a penny. And you know, it's really sad.
Yeah, we don't have pennies.
You know what is it with this shit? You know,
I know,
everywhere.
right?
Hold on.
It's always been like that.
Go ahead, Brad.
Go for it, Brad. Yeah.
Some
I'm sure
ignorant
there's something.
company made that.
I know it was a company, but who orders that, Brad?
Some ignorant company made that. I can't help that.
They call that ignorant company the Federal Reserve Bank.
Oh,
Yeah, they do. I promise you, that's where those were purchased at. The Federal Reserve, well, straight that, a branch of the Federal Reserve bank, because
Yeah.
they have to take and they have to get their licensing from somewhere, and that means they have to abide by certain rules, which I happen to know most of them, not all of them, not all. There's a lot of them. They're almost as bad as everything else. Yeah, I see a little hole there. Your point?
do you know the
that the British government might be backing our monetary
hold on,
system?
Robert, you
Concentrate.
understand the importance of pedigrees, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, this cent was once owned by the Invisible Man.
Okay,
I believe it.
I'll take your word for it.
All right.
So I have a problem with the math. That's what I have a problem with. You know, like, okay, so when I was little, I remember asking my parents, why does it say on the gas, you know, for gasoline, it would say 69 and 9. 69, like 69 cents, but it'd be 69.9. Yeah. And that's why I would have a problem with the math, because we need pennies. Because we base everything on 10. It's based on 10 deca. 10.
Canada.
I really hate to tell you, Frank, but that was right before January 20th. Now we have debates.
Canada seems to be doing okay without cents and nickels.
They're rounding. They're doing the thing, like I said, they're rounding it. Rounding it.
And
but you know, people.
Hey, Robert, would you please let the princess into the show?
Oh. Well, sure.
Is Nick here?
She's allowed to come in. She's got to pull up her Nick, I need you to pull up a video. I've added you. You're welcome to come in, but you have not got your video opened up. I've added her to the stream, so I didn't even hear it come in. I'm sorry about that. But
you didn't hear me come in either. Oh, she can't be on
you. I was trying to ignore.
Well, hold on a second. So say something, Nick. So if we can hear you, take your mute off. There you go.
Yeah.
So she's not allowed to be on camera, she says.
Hi, honey.
Hi,
I had my mic. My mic was muted. Sorry, I was typing. How are you?
Better, thank you. I'm better. I can't be on camera today. I had some more eye work done this past Tuesday. They found another little bit of a tear in the retina, so they had to do some more laser. So it's very bloodshot and bloody looking. So
Did you get the eye lift and the tummy tuck and the nose job that you needed too?
I'm working on it. Working on it.
Oh, I just have one question for you, Nick.
Yes.
Recognize
Oh
this?
my God. I do recognize that. What a nice bar that is.
Oh, Ohio State.
That's
34,
lovely.
Notre Dame. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna.
You
read
know,
it for
I mean,
you.
let's look at the
know,
bar. What mint?
This is one of those numismatic stories. It's going on my wall. And I was getting ready, for those that don't know what happened, I was getting ready to watch the national championship football match the other night, and my phone blows up, and it's some young lady from Maine that tells me that her Fighting Irish are going to kick my Buckeyes butt. It resulted in what, Nick?
A bet, obviously.
That's right.
And of course, and look at the mint on that back of that bar. I mean, that's kind of a special piece right there. Did you even look at this?
Southeast
No,
Refining. You know, I've had these before. You know, it's thank you.
It's very nice. You're welcome.
Oh, excuse me a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, and Robert too. I haven't been on the show in a little while, but something I did want to bring up was the fact of we all at beginning of these podcasts we went through all four. I think even JB was on the program, and we said what we were going to thought the spot price would end for the end of the year, and we all had our prices, and I was the only one that was right. So I don't know, B, if you were on at the time, but you know, we all went through and everybody argued with me. Everyone did, and I was the one who ended up
say?
pretty much spot on. I said that silver definitely would end under 30, and I gave an amount, and I said around the 27-ish is what I thought it would end, and I was pretty much spot on with gold and what I thought it would end with. But you know, I'd love to and I tried to find the program where we all did go through the amounts, and I couldn't find it. But I do recall that I was the one that was right.
Maybe it was after the show or something when you guys were talking.
Oh no, it was we talked about it on the program during the show.
I didn't get to vote. I
took an.
I would have said something.
Numbers. I know my numbers. My number was 28.25 or 28.50 for gold. And for silver, I took and I said I thought it was going to be that one. I'm a little because I didn't pay much attention, but I did. But I mean, I think I said, and don't quote me on this one, but I want to say I thought it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 30, I think 32.75, but I could be mistaken. But I'll find that video, Nick. I'll see if I
think it would be fun. Yeah. Just because Brad was wrong. I just want to put that out there. Brad was wrong and I was right.
Yeah, but what did that net you?
Well, I should have bet with you. Now I'm smarter now. I'll bet with you next time. Because we have found that you are kind of wrong a lot.
Robert is sort of.
Look at how much that netted him, too, guys.
Right, exactly.
Some people write on their money before they give it to me when they lose a bet.
I should have wrote in the bar. I really should have sent that bar in pieces. I should have sent it to him in pieces.
Well, that's okay, Nick. Had I lost, I was going to take a 5-ounce bar and take a sledgehammer to it, flatten it out so it would fit in the envelope better.
I have no doubt in my mind.
Nick, don't worry about it. Brad will take him when he is not certain and or wrong. He'll never bet with you anyways.
You know what?
I'm just letting you know because he's wrong a lot. And usually if I ever challenge him, he won't take the bet. He just, no.
That I'm sure. So are we talking about the penny today?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The Lincoln
in
cent. We
in
don't have
Brad's
pennies.
words, come on, B. In Brad's words, we gotta be talking about the cent. We cannot
The
talk about
cent.
the
Oh
penny.
my word.
That's what I
The
just
cent.
said.
Oh, I'm sorry, B. I was trying to talk over you. I apologize.
We have cents, not pennies.
Right. Yeah, like I said, and you know what? Now, Nick, I'm glad you're here. I still want to know why it is the Federal Reserve used to. I don't even think they order them anymore. But why is it when they ordered wrappers for the cent, did they get wrappers that said 50 cents on it, but it says 50 pennies? Why did they do that?
I
They
don't
can
know.
sell
That's
them
a
to
good
Canada.
question. I have no idea.
So
Yeah,
they
I
can
mean-
sell them to Canada as well.
Maybe be the Federal Reserve, because remember, the United States of America buys people, you purchase the bills. You don't take, and the United States does not make it. They can, but we don't. We purchase it from the Federal Reserve. Now, I wonder who owns the Federal Reserve. Do you know, Brad? No, he doesn't know. You know why? Because it's
Nobody
all
knows.
private.
It's private. It's a private.
It's a private
corporation.
entity. It sure is.
Yeah.
And
And
they can
see if
print
you can-
money.
You can go to any other corporation in the world and find out who owns it. Try it with the Federal Reserve.
They
You
print the
can
money.
name a
It's
few.
well, they can tank our economy and then build our economy. It's a vicious cycle.
Exactly. And you know, spot on silver is how they control the stock market. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, I'm just
Anyway.
wondering who actually does own the Federal Reserve, because, like I
Alan
said,
Greenspan, Janet Yellen, there's two.
you don't know that they're private owners. You
Oh,
have
yeah,
not seen the paper, because
Sure.
that's the one thing that I paid attention to. I tried looking
I
it
tried
up.
to
You
find
can't
it.
find it.
You really
At least
can't.
I
You can
can.
find the history and where the Federal Reserve began on Jekyll Island, Georgia,
Yep.
and the powers that be that started the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
But
Morgan was one. He
Yeah.
had the
J.P.
Morgan was
Morgan,
in there. I believe
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller was there.
Yep.
The
Also,
Astors. The
well, no, wait,
Astors.
Countercollected over the years.
oh,
There's
Rothschild, were
13
they there,
families.
Nick?
I do believe so. I mean, there's a
Yes.
lot of powerful families back then that were there, and of course they had interest in it. I mean, it only helped them.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, it's like I've always said, where else? I mean, I would love to have a law to where that law says you must buy one silver coin every year. Just one. Just one.
And again, dimes,
I've-
quarters, dollars. Pennies and nickels, you don't have to worry too much about. Those are just usually not very valuable. Quarters.
I've been to Jekyll Island many times. My husband
you?
lives. Yeah, my husband. That's where he's from. Is near there, and we
Is
used
he
to go
part
to
of
the
the
beach
Skull
there.
and Crossbones Society?
No. I mean, but it's not as prestigious as one would think it is. But I mean, people do think it's a very
Exactly.
prestigious place to go, and that's where they have a lot of business meetings. Still to this day, I know my husband's bank down south. That's where they would all congregate for big meetings. Is on Jekyll Island.
Yeah.
You know, I think we have a new nickname coming out
They were hiding out.
for Nick.
What?
Cyclops.
Why?
But this is what he's thinking while you're talking. This is what's going through his mind, Nick.
That's okay. We know.
Oh, I'm telling you.
That's
That's
just
what I'm
Brad
worried
for you.
about. That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, that's what he's thinking while I'm talking to him. That's lovely. Isn't it?
Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel.
Never know.
Exactly.
Well, I'm surprised they're willing to do away with the penny because I believe it nickels cost more than for us to mint
They
a
should
penny.
do away with both of them, and then some.
They could quit making some for a year or two. That would help.
I have no time for the dime.
Yeah, we don't
Why?
use
I'll give
payphones
quarter
anymore.
to the quarter.
Yeah, we don't need them for payphones, you guys. Dimes. We used to use them for payphones. You guys know it.
I've only used a quarter and a payphone. I've only seen when payphones were around. That's what they were. It was 25 cents at the time for
Do
me.
you know
Hold it.
that the
I-
operators used to listen to the sound when you were dropping the money in the phone? They actually could tell
Yeah,
what denomination you
for
were
long
putting in
distance. Yeah.
for long distance because of the sound.
But B, I have a question for
That's
you.
crazy.
B,
Yes,
B,
dear.
I have a question. Now that there are no longer telephone booths, where does Superman change his clothes?
I knew that was coming.
In his
I don't know.
car. In
In
his car.
He doesn't use a car though.
Well,
He
he
flies.
needs to now. He uses it. He uses
Does he
a
go
EV
behind the
car.
dumpster? He goes
No,
behind the dumpster, right?
He uses an EV car. He's got, a Tesla.
Superman drives a Tesla.
He drives one of those Tesla trucks.
Why doesn't he just make himself a thing to change his clothes in?
I don't know.
Because he can't carry it with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Can
Frank
he make,
got
he
it.
can make
Frankie's
it
got it.
small?
Thank you,
He can make
Frank.
it small.
Frank has a great answer at Lois Lanes. That's perfect. Ah,
Mm.
Oh, you're funny at Lois Lane's house. You're funny, Frank. Huh.
that's okay. Nick doesn't get it.
What?
You didn't. It's a cultural thing that you don't understand.
Oh,
Yes, she does.
She doesn't know who Lois Lane was.
his girlfriend, the reporter.
Good job.
Oh,
Good job.
Who's there feeding you answers today?
Oh.
She knows who Lois Lane is.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
shops that don't accept cash, and generally speaking, if they don't accept cash, they don't accept my business.
Who doesn't
What was
accept cash? I've never walked into a business as of yet that does not accept cash.
There is some.
Oh, they are.
coffee
They
shop out there.
There's
exist.
some.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, and the reason being is I'm learning, my husband and I've been learning more about banking, but banking right now, it does not pay to have a lot of deposits
Right.
because because a lot of the banks, that's what's causing them to lose a lot of money is cost them money when you deposit money.
You want to explain that?
Well, it's
It-
because of the tellers, they have to have more employees and somebody's got to sit there and count it.
Oh.
It takes up time.
And there you
Takes a
go.
lot of
Have you not
time.
noticed there's no such thing? They don't have, the only thing they have now is
I
a
don't go
bill
in.
counting machine. They do not have a change counting machine.
Yeah, they do. Here they do.
My bank does.
My,
Yeah.
my bank does as well, but they also charge you to use it.
Oh, my
Really?
bank is.
If you have an account, they shouldn't.
Well, sometimes they do that. Sometimes they'll take in a percentage, but you got to be careful about that. I mean, my bank doesn't either, but I mean, some do.
Wow. A lot of people here bank with a credit union. It's a credit union.
But that's why
People bank
businesses
with.
like yourself,
Mhm.
Brad, if you have an account with them and you are a good customer, if you were at my husband's bank, they would negotiate a fee with you where you wouldn't have to spend as much to deposit your money.
got that
So
all
if you have
taken care of. I got that all taken care of thanks to your advice.
Oh, good, perfect. I'm glad. See, he owes me money.
No, I owe you a debt of gratitude.
Yeah, but you told me you would give me a percentage. Remember?
No,
she
I'm not.
remembered.
I am
Oh,
not
You
that
did.
insane.
Yeah.
I am not
Mhm,
that
you did.
insane.
You did. You said you'd give me a percentage of the savings.
You come to Cincinnati for the Cincinnati Numismatic Exposition. I'll buy your dinner.
Nah.
That's a pretty good deal, Nick. Just tell them to
I-
take
well,
you
the-
somewhere good.
I just
We
have
do
to
have
travel all
some
the way.
very, hey, Nick, make him
Mhm.
take you to Ruby's. That'll take it. I promise
Okay,
that'll
I'll
make
take
it
her to
worth it.
Ruby's.
That'll
See,
make
now
it
I
worth
didn't
it.
get to go there. Did I?
I mean,
No.
what if I would rather?
You're not that important, B.
I would rather have the money.
That figures.
I'd rather have the cash.
You're sounding more and more like a lady of the evening every time you talk.
I'll drink his sake. Sake's expensive. Little tiny thing.
Frank can be bribed. Look at what Frank said.
What did Frank say? I can be bribed to back up that story, Nick.
I'll give you a percentage, Frank.
Yeah, he can be a witness.
Yeah, you guys, anybody that comes to Cincinnati for the Cincinnati Numismatic Exposition, we'll do what we did last year. After the show closes on Saturday, we'll have a tour of the shop. So you can come by and come visit and have a good
And then
time.
dinner at Brad's house. We can go all pile in and go to dinner at
No,
Brad's.
You don't want to do that. Trust
No.
me.
No, you don't want to do that. We'll go
And
to a
listen, there's
restaurant.
nothing wrong with it. It's just the only reason is Brad's wife is allergic to different foods, and so yeah, the food there is boring.
Oh.
We want him to pick us out.
So we can eat some good.
Yeah, something
Plus
something
the fact-
that it ain't gonna hurt to have
about-
a peanut in it.
It's about 50 minutes the wrong direction.
That too.
You have to drive an hour?
Wow,
No,
Shadrach.
50 minutes.
Are you supplying the do re mi there, Shadrach?
What does he say? What's going on? For
There
sure.
it is.
Yeah, the ones that say copy underneath the chin.
Brad, you're so cheap.
Thank you.
I knew he was gonna. That's funny.
I'm not interested in that,
I-
Frankie.
Oh my goodness.
I am frugal.
I don't think so. No. Maybe there's a better word. I know there is. There's probably several better words, but
Thrifty.
thrifty. Sure you are. You're thrifty. I don't think you
Frugal,
are.
thrifty, cheapskate.
Do you buy your food wholesale? No.
No, I buy my food at the restaurant.
That's where the restaurants buy it wholesale.
Yeah. Well, but then I
Yeah.
got to pay double retail.
I just process it. I buy
Eric,
a side
Eric,
of
I'm
beef
I'm
like
slight-
that, and
I'm
I
slightly
process it
Scottish, yeah.
myself. I know how to cut it up and process it.
I eat out about 17 meals a week, B.
I bet you do.
Yeah, I do.
Got a
You're gonna
little-
get fat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Nick.
That's been a problem lately.
I say, yeah, you're about 3 months too late there, Nick. So,
Yeah, I see him.
well, he knows I'm I was being nice. I could have said 6 months or a year. Ever since he retired from being a referee at the
That was Robert. That was actually over 5 years ago.
wow, really?
Yeah,
Man.
1999.
Yeah, as soon as he quit that, he gained 10 pounds almost
Yeah, I
within a
did.
week.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I
Eat
mean,
out. Eating out is put weight on you. Mhm. I know.
Okay, Shadrock asked a real question here at 3:33.
Right on.
All right. Yes. The people that are becoming interested are coming in at a much higher level. So when we were kids, we punched Lincoln cents and Jefferson nickels and Roosevelt dimes into albums. We maybe did a Franklin $50 set in circulated condition. Those things are just not happening anymore. I used to make quite a good living selling early S-Mint Lincolns, and now not so much anymore. So the bottom of the pyramid has changed. The pyramid's gotten smaller, and the really kind of basic numismatic items aren't selling nearly as well as they used to.
I like what Frank just said a second ago.
Yeah.
I may be blonde, but you're getting fat. I like that. And then
Okay.
Paul Hampton, he's not wrong. That's correct. A bank makes their money in their commercial lending.
Sure.
I know that's what the bonuses are based on, and how well the bank is doing is going to be by your commercial lenders. But he's not wrong about that. but it is about their commercial lending and the business that they're bringing in from commercial.
So Nick,
And we're
if
not talking about real estate. We're talking about commercial, meaning the businesses, and then their construction loans and their businesses in general. For example, a lot of hotels. I know that's one of my husband's biggest clients up here is a hotel and they own a lot of hotels within the New England area.
Yeah, you don't.
What did you say, Nick? What?
So Nick, if somebody tells you to keep your eye on the prize, which eye is it now?
Well, I mean, I can see out of my eye a little bit. It just has that gas bubble, but it's just a little blurry, and that's starting to dissipate. So I'm going to be in fighting shape here, and probably next Thursday or the following Thursday. So I would be careful if I were you, Brad. David. So I'll be in fighting. I mean, seriously.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Sorry,
Nick?
David, I had to because you was acting the way I was feeling.
All right.
Can I ask you a question, Nick?
Sure.
How was it stress that caused your lens to tear, or can you?
It was
tell
the
me?
retina. So the retina is the lining in the back of the eye, and it's actually very common from what I understand. And I was just having vision changes, as like, you know, flashes of light, just blurry. And so now what the good news is this gas bubble has held the retina in its place. So, but what happened yesterday is I was seeing Tuesday, a couple of days before, I was seeing flashes of light again. And so the gel in the eye is still pushing on the retina, and it was causing almost like a little bit of a tear. So what they do is actually repaired it in the office by laser work. So, but when they do that laser, it almost feels like 100 rubber bands being snapped into your eye. It's really painful, but and so my eye is fine. It just looks a little bloodshot, and it's not so pretty. So, you know, I just didn't want to gross people out with the bloodshot. But when I first had the retina gas bubble put in, I mean, the needles and stuff, I mean, I was literally bleeding from my eye that night. And I didn't know your eyes could bleed like that. So yeah, all the shots that you have to have in your eye. So the next morning when I woke up, it was so bloody. I had to put like a washcloth over my eye because it was crusted blood. I couldn't open my eye. So, but that was the week we had to spend in Boston, and I had to keep going back each day. So
the reason I asked you is because I had a problem with this one doing it. A little bit of blood coming out a couple of times, and so so I'm tripping.
Okay, well, I would have that checked because I never had any blood come out of. The only time I had blood coming out of my eye is when they put needles in my eye to put the gas bubble in, and when they put some numbing shots and stuff. So my eyes never bled like that. So I would go to the doctor if your eye is bleeding. Yeah. So no, it has nothing to do with like when you open your eye, or it's actually happening in the back of your eye, and that's where the retina is, and it's the lining of your eye.
Why would stress cause that? I don't understand.
No, I don't know if stress. No, they didn't say stress. They didn't tell me what.
Stress.
No, they can't tell you. Sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes it just can happen, and they're seeing it more and more. So, like I said, when I went down there that night, the first night when I had it done, it was New Year's Eve. There was 4 retinas behind. There was 2 retinas. She was already in surgery. 2 retinas, and then 4 retinas came in behind me. So they say it's more and more. It's so common. It's more common than you would think. So
what did one retina say to the other retina when it walked into the optometrist?
I have no idea.
I can't see you.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so now I was actually listening, Brad, unlike you. I was listening when she was saying, because I've never heard anything like this. So I'm,
I never either.
338, Robert.
And I've heard a lot, Nick. I've heard a lot of things happen to people that I've never heard.
No,
I've never heard this. So I was very concerned when Robert told me, and I'm like, "Holy cow! What are you talking about?"
We were just as shocked too that it happened, because it's just, I didn't think it was that common, but evidently it is.
So you don't really, nobody knows how it happened, right?
No, because I never had any head injury. I didn't hurt hit my head or anything.
Or have anybody punch you in the eye or anything like that.
No,
right?
no,
are you suggesting that she is a victim of some type of violence?
No. I was just curious because, like I said, I heard it was stress, or stress can do it.
David, would
And
you?
you were
you know,
really
being a-
busy. Remember, Nick? You were really
Yeah.
busy, and you
Yeah, but
went
it
through a
wasn't
lot of
stress.
stress.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what it was. I just think it happened, and we won't know. We don't know why, but it's fixed, and I got it. I got it in
Right
time too,
on.
because if you don't get it fixed in time, I mean, it's time sensitive. So, but
Yeah.
Brett, I'm sure what she meant was that I have a smart mouth, and she wouldn't be surprised if somebody wanted to punch me out
Yeah.
out on the street.
I'm-
No.
but okay, now
Why do
David,
you and Brad
David
project? You
being
guys do.
No, I'm
David
just
being
teasing
a
you, B.
retired pirate
Yeah,
here.
because
you-
that's not. I was.
I'm
very
teasing you, B. I would never
concerned.
think. I know you
I
are,
was
and I would
very
never think
concerned
that.
about you because
were,
that is
yes.
just terrible. I was like, what?
I
You
know. I
know,
appreciate your concern. I
couldn't
do,
believe
B.
she
I
was
appreciate
telling me.
you.
Okay, so David,
appreciate
being a
you too.
retired
I
pirate,
was
you
worried.
Yes.
have to have a couple of eye patches laying around that you can send
do.
to Nick, right?
I do. I do.
Okay.
It's a bummer I can't wear one because the reason
Oh,
why I
you
don't have
can't?
an eye patch. No, I can't wear one because um with this gas bubble you can't have any type of pressure. Any type of pressure could cause blindness. So that's why I couldn't fly. The pressure, and it could have really happened too. I had just come back from Georgia. The pressure in the cabin could have just, maybe it was, started to maybe had a tear in it or something. It could have really done me in the airplane.
Yeah,
So
because they pressurized the cabin. Yeah, that might have been it. And stress. I think you were pretty stressed and tired. Tired,
be.
maybe not enough sleep, or no?
I have laser surgery upcoming on my right eye. Mine is to remove the buildup on the back of my new lens from my cataract surgery. Now, this isn't LASIK, right? Because people wanted to say
That's why I was going to
LASIK.
ask you. Yeah,
Because
is it
LASIK
gonna
is much
improve?
different than LASIK is much different than like the laser beam that they kind of had to put in my eye. That's different. But yeah, Paul, if that's the type of laser that I had, it's not pleasant whatsoever.
Oh, my woman, you're brave. It can be very
No,
brave.
you just got to do what you got to do.
I know, girl, but you know what I'm saying. Fight on.
Yep.
Keep fighting.
But now
That's
it's
what
been
I
fixed.
do.
I'm at Bon Jovi status. I'm halfway there. So I've
Yeah.
already had the gas bubble 4 weeks. So I got about probably 4 more weeks and then I'm good to go.
I've been praying for you.
Thank you. But if I didn't have the laser done this past Tuesday, I probably would have been on camera today. I just didn't want you to have to see like the bloodshot eye. It's not, yeah.
Okay, Sticks. Hold on to them. I really think that if they do away with the scent and allow melting of the copper ones, the memorial ones, that wheat scents are going to have a resurgence in value.
Do you think that they're going to go ahead and change that law? Because it is federal law that you cannot melt pennies. Do you think that would come shortly after? We'll say if they did away
if they take the scent out of circulation, I think, yes, you'll be able to melt the copper ones. Because it's no longer current money.
No, but we'll be able to exchange it. They may not make any more, but we'll be able to still spend them.
I think it'll be one of those gray areas, but it'll be somebody will fight and say it's not current money, so not being currently made money, that you'll be able to melt it.
I would still wait for that federal law to change though before I would, say.
But somebody will challenge it that has a bunch of them saved up.
And so, how do you think that would work? Would it be like how Canada took them out of circulation?
Sure.
Just like you could spend them and you can, because I'm still even getting Canadian pennies here still.
Once in a while, yeah, probably. Huh?
No, I'm not getting them every once in a while. We get a lot of Canadian money, and I have a lot of Canadian pennies. We're still in circulation here. So, and you could still spend them in Canada, but once they hit the bank takes them out of circulation.
Yeah, that's what they do with paper money too. The paper money that's crappy, they just keep it.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to get the old ones before people take them to the bank. The really super old
Buy
bills.
up wheat cents now. Yeah. Invest in wheat cents. Fill your basement with wheat cents.
Nah. I have a bunch of teens and stuff though. Yep. Those are the ones. 1910, 1911. Those ones. Those are goodies.
Well, I was going to say, B, just out of obviousness, you're talking about the Canadian cents. You can still get silver from the bank. They stopped that in 1964. I'm just saying that only because of the obvious statement. I'll bet it's going to, I mean, how many years ago did the Canadian cent end?
I believe it was 2012.
2012, correct.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so you're talking
job, Nick.
12 years is it. Silver ended in 1964 for the most part for 90%. Now, granted, it lapsed over till 1970 on 40% for the halves. So, with that, you still, like I say, I mean, watch roll hunting on YouTube and you'll still see people getting silver.
Yeah,
Occasionally.
because kids are still breaking into their parents' collections.
And taking
Well,
the
I
Nipsies.
think sometimes too, when they're inherit collections, they don't know what they have and they just throw them into circulation and they go
Yes.
spend it. They don't realize what they have. And I think we're going to see more and more of that.
Yes.
As the
Somebody
baby boomers are
passes
getting
away.
older. As the
Mhm.
baby boomers are getting older, start passing away, these kids are going to take these parents' collections and
'Cause
start
they don't
spending
know.
them at the grocery store.
Yep.
Who are you calling a boomer?
Probably you.
He is. Yeah. All three of them are.
See
Boom,
there.
boom, boom,
See,
Nick.
I know my mom and dad are baby boomers.
Baby boomers go up to 1964 or 65, I
I
think.
thought it was 67. My son looked all these
No.
up, the boomers, the
No.
X's, the Z's, and all that
Because
shit.
I'm not a baby boomer. I'm the next
Oh, well,
one. I'm
And Paul made a good comment too, and that is true. That is correct. And the mint is still continue making mint. They still
Silver
mint
coins.
silver coins.
Yep. That's correct. Shadrach saying until 64, so you might be right, Shaddy. I'm not certain. I don't pay attention to that. 'Cause,
what, baby
I mean,
boomer?
when did the
No, I'm not a
XYZ
baby
bite me? That's what I think.
I'm Gen X. I'm not baby boomer. So
You know what? That's just a way, in my
all
opinion,
three of them guys.
of taking and of desensitizing people.
Labeling them.
We all need labels.
Well, it's just talking about generations
for
and
it.
just
Yeah,
separating generations from
yeah.
generations. I don't think it's a big deal.
Exactly.
I don't
And what
mean,
they're
well,
dealing with.
yeah, you
how
can
they're
give me
growing up.
a label, and I'm not saying it. So there.
And
That's
the
okay.
boomers
I'm
are
proud to be a boomer. I'm hoarding all my money, and I'm going to, go out in a blaze of glory.
the boomers are the babies of the World War II, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not me.
Brad,
I'm too young for that.
Yes, David.
Thank you, Yo
Did-
fan.
do you know, did CAC get their act together on their storage boxes?
I don't know much about that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Frank, David, what was going on with the storage boxes? I didn't hear that.
I'll let Brad fill you in on that.
The storage boxes that showed up at Fun were not made correctly,
Mhm.
and they
Oh,
were
yeah.
refusing. They were refusing delivery on them.
I remember that. You told us not last week, week 4. Yeah, you told us
Yeah,
about
Me too, Harry.
Frank's bringing the marshmallows. Thank you, Frank.
what is Frank saying?
I know who my friends are now.
There you go, Brad. That's the perfect one. You was just down in Florida.
Florida Goldbacks, yeah.
I don't know anything about them. Are those stupid notes that somebody was making that are a gram of gold?
It's not even a gram of gold on them.
I don't know anything about those. Sorry. Arizona Razorbacks, maybe, but
Well, what they have New Hampshire and what's the other states? There's 2 other states. Is it Utah?
Yeah,
and
Utah, I think, and maybe did Texas pull into it or not?
No, not yet. Not that I
Arizona?
no. No, I don't know if it was Arizona. What is it? Maybe Nevada?
I
Yeah.
know Utah, like you said.
those are okay. So those are all private issue things that you know, there's plenty. Yeah, there's plenty of other
So
stuff
I
out
can
there.
tell you the ones in New Hampshire. So there are some in New Hampshire where, like, if you go on their website and they'll say, okay, well, some of these businesses will take them, but then they don't update their website very often. And then you go into one of these stores and they're saying, no, we're not taking them, or a new manager saying, no, we don't take them. I don't find that they're very helpful.
Yeah, if it's not
That's
uniform, and if
another
it's
Enough
sham.
about
right, it's got to be uniform.
Sam
And
the Sham and the Pharaohs. It's back.
it. I always thought they were novelty more than they were
Thank
anything
you.
else, in my opinion.
The other boomer got it.
Yes, yes.
I try to discourage encouraging.
Sorry, Robert.
No, that's okay, Dave. It's okay.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, Frank, if they do away with the penny, they won't have no pennies left. You'll have to take and give them a quarter.
So what does that mean if they take it out of take the penny away? I mean, everything's going to be rounded up. Costs are going to go up even more than they already are.
Well, they could go down, Nick.
Oh, I doubt. What stores are going to make it go down?
Just saying. Good.
I know.
Could
I
go the
mean,
other way.
but it's usually. I know. Usually, I don't see things go the other way as much as I see
I
them
know.
go up.
That's been my argument, Nick. They're not going to take and they're not going to round down. They're going to round up. And, you know, I remember I wrote an article. They wouldn't do it. I guess it was a bad article in Coin World. And it was about them talking about the pennies. But, you know, they've been talking about taking the pennies out since 1970s, I want to say.
Yeah.
Well, at least 1974, Robert.
Right. And before then, though, because, you know, one thing I found out I did not know about, and I don't know how true this is, Brad and B, Nick, everybody, help me on this here, even the channel. I did a chat
But not David.
GPT. I did a chat and I asked about it, and they said that 1973 is when they experimented, and that 1.5 million aluminum cents with the date 1974, just the Philadelphia, no Denver mint, was
I
supposed
heard
to be
that
minted
too.
at the Philadelphia. Okay, well then show me one. That's what I asked for. And there's only a concept that you cannot find one example. The
Yes,
only
you can.
one you can find an example of is a 1974 D. Now, the guy that supposedly the security guard that supposedly had one that had to disperse it gave it or attempted to give it back to a congressman, and he said no. You can't find an image of that. The one that supposedly is at the United States Smithsonian, why can't they give me a photograph of that? I can't find no
Things
proof,
only go in, they never come out of the Smithsonian, they only go in it.
but I can show you a perfect example of a 74 Denver aluminum Lincoln penny. I cannot find one of a 74 Philadelphia that supposedly from ChatGPT. Now I'm bringing that up for a reason, guys, because I'm not certain. You need, be cautious about AI technology, because to me, I challenged it. It kept coming back that they did make it, and I'm like, show me proof, show me a photograph. There is no photograph. They have a concept on PCGS's website, not an actual coin, on a 72 or 74 Philadelphia aluminum cent. The 72D, they have one known to exist, which was given to the, I believe it was Mint, either director or superintendent at the Denver Mint by the Mint director at the time.
Yeah, I saw this.
It became legal to own when it was challenged in court, and it was graded by PCGS as a, I believe it's the MS62.
Where it's coming from.
Don't quote me on any of this. You have to look it up. However, I believe that was a grade. And that's the only aluminum coin legal to own. But again, I come back to AI said that 74 Philadelphia in 1973 that supposedly Philadelphia made 1.5 million. I can't
So-
find no examples, and I call bullshit. Just saying.
But the last time there
It's
was but the last time there was legislation put in to kill the penny was in 2017,
Right.
and it ultimately failed. And what they wanted to do was suspend the minting of pennies for at least 10 years to see how that went. And that
Correct.
was okay, so but that failed, and it was in 2017.
So Wikipedia knows about the 1974 aluminum cent.
show proof.
It's on Wikipedia.
Show proof.
Yeah,
I
just
know. I
thought I'd
looked
tell
it
you.
up on Wikipedia. They can't show you proof either.
They
I can
can't
show you
proof. Nobody
proof.
has a picture.
Hey, I can show you proof of a 74 Denver aluminum cent. You'll not find a example, a live example. That's a concept. Look at it. It's concept.
Design date 1909.
And vaccinations cause autism.
You would know.
Is that what happened to you? Asking for a friend.
You don't have any friends. God.
Tit for tat. One for you.
There
Nick.
you go again, B. You're
Kitty
using
again.
the T word yet again.
That's weird. It's kind of weird, Brad. You're
Yeah.
very focused. Very focused on that. So, Robert, I'm looking.
Yes.
I do not see Lawrence specimen. Is that what you're talking about? The Lawrence
What?
specimen of this cent you're talking about, the aluminum cent?
Yeah, there's only one 1974 Denver, and you might be right about who that is. I'm not positive. Okay.
Randy Lawrence discovered a 1974 D aluminum cent.
Yeah, there's only one known to exist that is legal to own.
A former deputy superintendent, Harry Edmond of the Denver Mint. Kept it in
I
the
like the
sandwich
aluminum
bag.
patterns from the 1860s. They're cool.
Yeah, kept it in a sandwich bag. Good to know, huh? I'll let a Mint official probably. I'm reading as fast as I can. It is plausible that Harry Lawrence lawfully obtained possession of the aluminum cent. It went to court, I guess. This was a big. It was a court case court case.
I told you, B.
Yeah, I'm reading it. Yeah, I'm reading it. Interesting.
Chatty guy.
Very interesting. What did he say? Stored in the same place as JFK's brain. Secret Service files. Okay, Robert, what are we looking at now? What are we looking at?
Only 17 with a P. Brad said not to pee on his cent. Well, I just put a P on his cent. And it's a legal P. Just having fun. That's all.
Here's a what's this called? This says other examples, Robert. This is all on Wikipedia. And it says, where is it? 66 aluminum cents were made in 1975 as trial strikings. 10 examples of the 1974 D aluminum cent produced at the Denver Mint. Unlike Philadelphia aluminum cent, these were actually minted in 1974. Examples produced in bronze-clad steel. At least one example of aluminum Lincoln wheat cent struck in 1942 to test a possible alternative composition to bronze for the following year. Unlike the 1974-75 aluminum cents, this coin appears to be legal to possess and was sold at Heritage Auctions in May 2009. Interesting.
Again, you're only seeing a 20 or a 1974 Denver. You show me, I just want to see one example
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
74 Philadelphia. You're not going to find one as far as I know.
They're saying that they
I've heard of
exist. 66 aluminum cents made in 1975 as trial strikings. Where are they?
I don't know, Brad. How many do you have?
Yeah.
I'm not telling.
I'm gonna
Somebody
phone
already
Secret Service on Brad. I bet you Brad's got them all. I know where his secret places are. Secret Service, get a hold of me. I'll send you right there.
Has it been talked about though that if we did eliminate the penny, how it would hurt charities?
Thank you.
Because there are a lot of charities like, well, for example, Ronald McDonald House, where they ask customers to donate all their pennies, and that's what they
Yup.
collect. Ronald
No, they
McDonald
do
House
not
does.
anymore.
Yes, they
Nick,
do.
Nick, you haven't been through the drive-through lately. They don't ask you for your cents. They ask you to round up.
Well,
I
but they
didn't
have those
exist there.
in the McDonald's, so you can go in there and they got these little thingies, and then they say you could put your change in.
No
They
one
ask for
sees
your
that little thingy.
they ask for your pennies.
Nick,
They ask
what
for all-
Brad does not understand is when they are asking you to round up, they want you to round up to the nearest dollar. So all of your odd cents, let's say your total was
Well, there you go.
$7.43, then yes, they will take and they will round up, and they do take. And now, granted, Brad, yes, some goes plastic, but some it is your change from if you give them a $20 bill. They still
Exactly.
make those.
I stopped doing that at McDonald's because nobody can make change.
Exactly.
I like it when they make change at McDonald's because they thought a Sacagawea dollar was 25 cents, and I actually made money. So I
Oh, you
like it
did?
when they make. Yeah, they thought it was a quarter, so I was like, but nope, it was $1, and I didn't, of course, see it until I got home, or I would have
Oh
been
yeah,
honest with
no,
them. But
Well,
you drove off so fast you almost ran over school children
my
and little
gosh.
old ladies.
For a
they
dollar. Yeah.
they didn't know. They didn't know it was in their change, so it wasn't in their dollar
Nick
bin.
got it back, thought it was a $10 gold piece, and sped off.
Nobody
No,
said anything.
I sent it into PCGS to be graded.
Nobody said anything when I said it's the
There you
math
go.
that
There
bugs
you
me
go,
because
B.
gas like it and 9. How are they going to fix that? They're going to round it. They're going to round everything.
Of course, they're going to round it. They're going to round
That's
everything.
Dumb. That's so dumb. And guess who loses? Guess who loses?
We do.
We do.
Going to round your
Yeah,
taxes.
we're the
They're going
ones
to round
that-
everything.
Yes. I wonder if everyone knows that. We're the ones that lose out when they do that. Not them.
They already round your taxes.
So they round everything up already.
Well, no, they can round down though. Taxes depending on how much.
There you go. 5 or less.
They do. The last time I had to pay $10,473.02, they told me to keep the 2 cents.
Well, isn't that nice of them?
You should have gave them your 2 cents.
I did, but in a different way.
Yeah, you know that's
Okay, here you go, guys. And
Hey,
I
here we
just
go,
wanted-
Robert.
Huh?
I said, let's go. Robert.
Well, here you go, B. Take a look. 74 Philadelphia, right? Conceptual front. Says conceptual.
And what is different about it?
It's conceptual.
That means that AI made it. It's not real.
It's a concept.
Again, it's not real. It's just a artist's design. That's
Hey, no
all it is.
attention to the coin behind the a blanket. What was that behind the
There.
behind the curtain?
Uh-huh. There you go. You get to look if you want.
The wizard, the wonderful wizard of
Yeah, we got it. We got it. Yeah. I told you my sister read that book like
Frank.
12 times.
you, my little pretty.
Flying monkeys. Flying monkeys.
Robert, could I share my screen?
I sure have no problem with it. You pull it up, and it should. If I see something that I have to, I'll be happy to share it. Let's see here. There we go.
I heard a rumor that one of the panel members here.
Not that one.
No.
That's not the one I handled.
Oh.
That was close though.
Okay. Okay. I was thinking
there's
you,
another
Brad.
one out there that's just about the same.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not that one.
Okay. Okay.
And whatever.
Thanks though, David.
You're welcome.
Brings
What
back
was your
fond
point?
memories.
I
Huh?
mean, what's the point?
It was
What was it?
15. It was insured for $15 million.
Oh, I didn't even
This
really
week.
read it.
And
Really?
I got to fondle one of those at one time.
I'm curious who
Whoa.
insured it. I wonder who insured it.
Lloyd's of London.
Yeah,
no,
one of,
probably
something like that.
who's
My sister used to work for a
the
company like that.
insurance agent that Hugh Grant?
It was called Hull and Company, and they insured everything. My sister used to work for them years ago. They would insure anything, pretty much, as long as you want to pay for it. It's crazy. Yeah, you got to pay a lot of money if you want to insure something.
No, they Sand Digger. No, I'm sorry, they dropped the coverage.
State Farm. Yeah. Ooh. In California, they dropped the ball. Yep. Like, what was it, a year ago or something? They canceled a bunch of people's insurance.
Yeah. Do you know what they call State Farm agents in California now?
We're
Targets.
about to find out.
What'd you say? What?
Targets.
That's lovely. It's not a funny situation though.
No.
You know, yeah. I hope my uncle's all right. He lives in
Extinct. I
he
think
lives in
that's
Castaic Lake, and that was the last place I saw that was on fire. That's terrible. Yeah. Because it never would have went there, you know. Paint your house blue and your roof blue. Anybody that is conspiracy theorist will understand what I said. Yeah.
What do you mean? I just
Lasers reflect blue.
that's really bad, B, you know. But I did see Elvis at Burger King the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah. Him behind the counter.
Elvis works at Graceland.
He works at Burger King.
No, he works at Graceland. He's the
That's
caretaker of
too obvious.
Graceland. You
That's
cannot
too
go upstairs at Graceland. You know that? Because that's where Elvis lives.
No.
God, I can't remember what his name is. What he calls himself. Anyway.
So there you go. Robert has the real thing there, B. See?
Okay.
Unique, one known to exist, and I was wrong at the MS-63. I thought it was a 62, but
And then
It
they
was
give
it probably was a 62 the first time.
might be right. I mean, I can believe that. Hell, before it's all said and done, it'll be a 70.
Who was president at the time? Jimmy Carter or
No,
Who
Jimmy
was it?
Carter was last 4 years of the 70s. It was probably
Reagan.
Ford. Reagan was 80s.
Oh, that's right.
oh. Yeah, it was probably
Reagan-
Ford. Maybe
It was
Ford?
probably Ford. I think it was Ford because I think he ran against Carter.
Yeah. Interesting. It's always interesting who's the president at the time of like it seems
Oh, that's
to
what I
be
thought, but I was
the economy and how many they meant and all that kind of stuff all correlates. Mhm.
73, 74. Yeah,
I think Paul and Frank are right over on the right hand side.
What are they saying?
that's them.
Oh,
Didn't Nixon resign in the 70s?
Yeah, but I think Nixon was still around in 74 because the CC dollars were still coming out then.
but was he president?
Yeah, he was. Dave, 72 to 76, and then 76 to 80 was Carter. So yeah, Nixon was still in 74. It wasn't until like 70, middle of 75 he was
Ford had to be in there
Ford
somewhere.
started in 74. Sorry.
So I see.
All
I
right.
mean, you guys.
I'm working from a foggy memory. If you were
How
around,
about no, Brad? Listen, why don't you just listen to me because I was right and just say, Nick, you were right, and just be done with it.
Nick, you were right.
Thank you, and I was right to begin with, and
But-
then you had to ask Dave, and he's wrong too. He even forgot Ford was president.
But Nick, if you were around in the 70s and remember them, you didn't experience them.
I was around
She
in the
was
70s.
the baby. She was the baby.
But she doesn't remember them. So
No, I obviously remember them better than you did. I got the presidents right. You didn't.
Ooh. Ding, 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 ding.
Ooh.
Oh, and I do
I
have.
was just trying to find out who was president. I didn't mean to cause
well,
trouble.
but it was
Oh
in
no, but
70
Brad, I was just letting Brad know he's wrong, and I love to
Okay.
let Brad
All
know
right,
he's
hold
wrong.
it. When did the aluminum cent come out, Robert? What part of 74?
Oh, geez, because I think that's when
Because
yeah.
because
So-
we are going to get a technicality here because the 74 aluminum cent came out while Nixon was still in because Ford didn't come in until August 9th.
Well,
My trivia expert speaks.
so
I stand by my man.
so Dave, thank you for Google.
You're welcome.
Except-
Wikipedia, like, what's her name?
Except he wasn't on. He is. If you ever want to go to a bar and win a trivia contest, you take Dave with you.
You take me with you because obviously he was wrong and I was right. So there you go.
There you go. She's so snappy today. Watch out.
Well, I do have good news that my eye rolls
Hey,
will not be affected by my eye. The eye
No,
rolls
but
are
I'm gonna.
Nice.
I'm gonna.
Right
I'm
on,
gonna,
Nick.
I'm
The
gonna
eye
poke
rolls
you
are
in your
still
good eye
intact.
with a stick in a minute.
The eye rolls are still intact and they're still working. My husband told me the other day, he's like, "Oh my gosh, they still work, don't they?" It's like, "What?" And I didn't even notice I gave him an eye roll.
You were exercising your eye.
Well,
So,
evidently
I-
it'll work very well because he gets them all the time.
oh my.
Robert, can I share my screen again?
Yes, sir. One moment. Okay, there.
Yes, sir.
Right, Shadrach?
So let's talk quarters. Brad, you're probably going to fall asleep here. So this is the last year of the women's quarters program. I know
Thank
Nick.
God.
I know
It's
Nick.
not
You have some.
sleep, it's a coma.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, thanks, Brad. So this is the last year. In 2026, we're going to have new quarter designs, but in 2027, we are going to have new designs based on youth sports, and you can cast your votes as to what sports you want.
Mumbly peg.
I don't know if that's in there, Brad, but so everybody, you can go cast your vote on what you want to see on the back of the quarter for 2027.
And that program's only going to last a year, correct?
Oh,
I believe so. I
Sorry,
believe
Nick.
it's only going to, yeah, I think it'll only last a year, this particular sports program, the quarter program.
Just like youth sports, some adult is just going to ruin it.
here it says, Nick, the program will last through the year 2030 with
Oh, really? Okay.
5 new designs each year. So Brad is
Mumbly peg has a chance then.
Brad is excited for this, I can tell. So yeah. So like Robert would say, there you go. That's what Robert would say.
Oh, I know what else we could do. We could have like Hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut. Yeah.
Joey.
Oh wow.
We could show Joey as a young guy stuffing footlongs in his gullet.
Ah, lovely. Utes. That's funny. My Cousin Vinny, that movie, My Cousin Vinny, where he says the 2 Utes, cracks me up.
That was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
That was probably
Marissa-
one of the last shows I watched be on TV, I guess.
There's 2 Utes. Funny. Have a bit of an accent there.
You're on the wrong coast for that accent.
I don't know. Some people say I talk like that. I don't know. My accent's all screwed up.
That's
Yeah,
not
from-
all.
Yeah, well, you would know. Takes one to know one. Screwball. And I might say the other word if you're not nice.
What's the other word?
Titty.
What's Shaddy saying? Shaddy, what about gold?
Gold is bumping up against 2,800.
Gold is up
Right.
70.
So everything from here on in is a record.
Well, it has
Right.
to close. They don't.
Has to
Right.
close at 8:01. Has to close.
We got
8:01.
another 45 minutes, but I don't
What was
think
the old record, you guys? 27 or something like that? What-
2790.
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
in that
Was it-
range. Yeah.
And I remember that just from when it happened. I mean,
Was it? Didn't it hit? Didn't it close at 28 something already?
No.
No.
Nope.
No,
No.
close
So-
to it.
Frankie, fire up the furnace, buddy, with those gold rings.
That's
Yeah.
right, Frank. Get them all in the melting pot. Let's go ahead. Let's see how big of a bar you can make.
Brad, why don't you give me an excellent deal on some gold? I mean,
right, what do you
something
want?
I
do you
don't
want?
know.
What do you want?
I don't
What do you want?
I don't
What do you
want anything too
What do you want?
expensive.
What do you want? What do you want? What do
My
you want?
eye is costing me a lot of this is costing a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When after because I went in on New Year's Eve, so then January started my deductible all over again. So
Well, that's good.
No,
Oh,
that's
no, your
like-
deductible. Oh, your
Yeah.
deductible. It did, but that sucks too.
well then my deductible rolled
That's
over
stupid.
on January 1 and we were in there on New Year's Eve. So by
Well,
the time
usually
they were
your
all said and done,
benefit. Yeah, usually your benefit also rolls over. But why do you have it? Never mind. None of my
because
business.
January because you got a deductible on your insurance.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, that's nice, but
Yeah.
my husband
But
is
we pay when we go in. Kaiser. Kaiser.
Oh, I got Anthem. We got Blue Cross Blue Shield, so it's like
Good
we
for
got a high
you.
deductible.
yeah, BS. That's what you got.
Oh, how did that go
Bill.
for you, Bill? I hope
Yeah,
that
Bill,
you're
how you
doing
doing?
well.
Yes. How did that go?
Yeah, Robert
No,
said
you
it
guys
hit
are scaring me with the
2803,
eyeballs.
but it hasn't closed yet. So the records are based on closes.
We know that. Thanks for explaining it, but we already knew it.
Yeah, it hasn't closed yet today, so it's interesting.
Thanks for the useless information, Brad. Did you tell us something we don't know?
He tries. He tries to
Oh.
tell us stuff we don't know all the time. And it's just better if you just let him go on with this self. That's what I do. And then I go, "Oh, were you talking to me?"
Brad, I think
Just
missed
go-
me a wicked lot. I can
Go on
tell.
with your bad self. Oh, Brad. Don't be sad, Brad. Don't be sad.
I'm making up for lost time, Polly.
Let's pause that. It's not useless if info, Brad, is just reused.
What did Paulie say?
Yeah, she's feisty today. I agree, Paul. She's feisty. It's like,
But with Brad
Okay.
only B.
Well, he's snappy. He's always snappy.
Well, he thinks he's always right, and then he asked Dave, and then Dave's always he's wrong too. So they should just listen to me to begin with.
I think so too. I'll go with that. Right
Consider the
on, girl.
sources blonde.
Right on.
Bill, thank you. I have no idea what the topic is.
You don't, yeah, because you don't pay attention.
So
I know what it is.
if you ask numismatic questions about cents and nickels, we'll be happy to answer them, please.
Well, I'm glad you guys got Google because you probably have to look it up.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what, Nick? They do anyway.
Well, yeah.
When people say something and you go and then you turn around and you make a statement, they go, no, and then they Google it anyway. So I just tell them, go ahead and Google it. I'm not even going to tell them nothing anymore because they think they know. So you know,
I'm still gonna tell them.
you know.
Even if I'm wrong, I'm gonna still tell them.
I remember when Wikipedia started, and I actually thought people could contribute to it.
I think you
when it
can.
first started, only if you're an authoritative source. And I don't remember what the subject was, but it was something that I had actually been there. And you're not allowed to contribute. So I said,
Well,
okay,
I did hear there was a football player. I can't remember where his Wikipedia page. Actually, somebody did try to change it, and he made him the governor, made him the mayor of the town. So they changed it to and then they had to change it back, of course. But and this was recently. This was within the past couple of days. This was in the news where
really?
Yep. Honest to God, I don't look at Wikipedia for
kind
any
of like
information.
Clint Eastwood and Carmel, California. Is that what's coming to mind?
The subject that I was going to adjust was skateboarding. Yeah, skateboarding in Southern California.
I know. I was just trying to lead the blonde on.
Oh,
doesn't work.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interfere. I try to stay out of it next time.
Robert, didn't you used to have blonde hair when you were younger? Did you have blonde hair?
I bet David had really long hair in the 60s. And
did you, David? I'm curious too.
And had a leather jacket with all the tassels hanging down.
Are you redheaded?
I had a comb. No, I'm blonde, but I had a comb over. That was me.
Nice. Why do you guys do that? So much better just to shave it. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brad, can I ask you a question?
Okay. Because it's coming from you, I'm sure it'll be an intelligent question.
Thank you. What was the funniest thing you had happen to you when you were an auctioneer? Or funniest or weirdest?
Well, okay. Well, we'll go with funniest first. I was doing an auction for early American coppers, which is kind of a group of really strange guys. And the auction is a closed auction. You have to be a member to bid. And so we would have great fun at the auctions. In the middle of the auction, different things would go on, and I would make fun of people in the audience, and everybody got it. And then so one night I was doing the sale, and I called sold on a coin, and everybody in the audience raised a bidder card that was the same number to just mess with me. It was, nice. As an auctioneer, when you go sold to bidder number and everybody went to, so it was fun. One time they held up a bidder card, like 5 of them taped it together, and they held up the card. It had, 27 digits out there.
Thank you.
So we have fun. I was doing an auction, a professional auction in Baltimore once. And at the morning after the first session, a guy comes up to me. I don't want to look at B when I'm talking. Guy comes up to me and he goes, Brad, he says, I missed a coin last night I wanted to buy. And I'm like, what happened? I fell asleep. So it was an old guy. We all knew him. After dinner, he would sit in the back row, go to sleep all the time. So he says he wants to bid on a coin in that night's session, and it's an expensive coin. And I said, well, I'll make sure I tell the people if you're sleeping to wake you up so you don't miss the coin. What lot number do you want? So he tells me the lot number. I circled it in my book, and so I'm doing the auction, turn the page, I see the circled one coming up, and I look, and there he is in the back row, clawing logs. So I stopped the auction. I said, Deb, and Deb looks up at me like, wow. I said, go wake him up. And she's like, no, we don't want to wake him up because when he's awake, he's a problem. I said, no, Deb, he wants to bid on a lot. Wake him up. I told him I'd make sure he got to bid on the lot. So she wakes him up, and he bids on the lot. He buys the lot. And the next morning, he's clapping me on the back. Thank you. I really like that coin. So the next Baltimore show, I'm walking down the hallway, and he's coming the other way. He's an old guy, maybe 80 or so, and he's got the professor jacket on, with the felt elbows, and
pads,
the cuffs are frayed, and he's walking down and he goes, hey, Brad, you want to see a neat coin? I'm like, sure, I always want to look at a neat coin. And he reaches into his jacket pocket, pulls out this 1950s handkerchief, the white ones with the little brown borders, and opens it up and hands me a coin. And I went, a gem mint state 1848 Cal 2.5. This old guy's walking around Baltimore with a $250,000 coin in his pocket.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, aren't you afraid somebody's got hey, nobody knows I got it. And I said, I know you got it. I'm rolling you tonight.
That's great.
So, Brad, tell me why you were asking about the New Hampshire shows.
I might come up and let you buy me dinner.
Oh, that would be fun. You should do that show.
I might come up for the what was it, October, you said?
October. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other one is right before our show here, so that's not gonna work,
okay. But they're both very large.
I might fly up and walk the floor.
You should. That would be fun.
How far is it to where you are, Nick? From where
just a couple hours. Oh, you mean to
flight?
In a
plane. Okay.
Plane.
It's like
do you fly
here to
into
Seattle?
Do you fly into which airport?
Oh, I fly into a main airport, not New Hampshire.
If I'm coming to the show, what airport should I fly into?
I don't know. I'll have to look. I'm really not sure, Brad, because the closest one I could think of is Portsmouth, but
self-serve checkouts. I use self-serve checkouts all the time because I can't put up with the idiots that are working behind the counters.
Self-serve checkouts like at the grocery store?
At the grocery store, yes.
Oh.
I do my own. That way you get the expensive produce, but you remember the number on the cheap produce and you tap in the cheap number.
You're going to get caught. I hope they catch you doing that. Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious.
It's like those are
the gold and silver markets are trending. Yes, they are.
Yes, they're in the news right now.
They are trending up at the moment. My only prediction for the moment is that they will change.
Yeah.
What a genius.
Because when Brad makes predictions,
I know,
boy,
right,
wrong.
Robert?
Hey, Robert, can you go to Shadrach at 326?
Wow, that's a long time ago.
I'm looking. Hold on.
David reads really slow.
I do.
Auction stacks.
Okay, so in the big auction.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, in the big auctions, they'll print in the front of the catalog what the buyer's premium is. So most of them now are 20%. So if you bid 100, they're going to bill you 120 plus shipping. So you got to read the rules of the auction carefully.
The rules.
I don't like to follow rules.
They just charge you for it anyway if you want to
A
leave.
lot of times I can
Rules. That's Nick.
Well-
That's very good because rules are for the weak-minded.
because I can
Yeah,
get
if
around a
you
lot
wanna
of
leave
rules
it-
sometimes.
But if you want to leave with your item or get paid for your item, you might want to follow the rules. They're going to make you follow the rules. They'll go, here's what's left. That's what you get, what's left over. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go out on a limb here for next week. Robert, what
Yeah.
would you think? What would you think about me doing something on John Leonard Riddell? And the crickets are chirping in the background.
No, fine with me.
Yeah.
Did he play for the Reds?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, but he did live in Cincinnati for a while.
See,
Did you go to high school with him?
No, but I've stood on the same street corner as he has in the past.
no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, who is that, Brad? Can you shine some light? Jeez.
I'm going to see if anybody on the side here, without Googling it,
Oh, see, I don't
Well, you
Google
know
it.
Yeah,
everybody
good luck.
is.
knows who J.L. Riddell was. He was born in upstate New York.
Riddell.
He moved to Cincinnati. He was nationally renowned for something other than coins, and later became renowned for his work in coins. And he was also is represented in philatelics. He played not for the Beatles, for the Stones, Shadrach.
Sporting goods, like Frank said. Is it sporting
Yes.
goods? Yeah, because I seem to
949
remember-
design. I do see it on street corners a lot.
Yeah,
Riddell Sporting Goods, not quite.
but that's the last thing.
There is a very strong numismatic connection.
What else?
I don't know, so that's why I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know
that. I'm
either,
not guessing
yeah.
and I'm not Googling, Brad. So how you like that? You got
I don't know,
both.
so I'm not gonna guess on something I
he-
don't know.
He is famous for penning one of the first sci-fi stories in American history.
Hmm.
Who cares?
Yeah, the blonde speaks.
Just tell us.
Hey, children should be seen and not heard. Right now, we're hearing you and not seeing you. It's backwards.
Oh, Brad.
Brad. I rolled and I hurt a little bit, but it's gonna get better.
Don't let him. He's not
Riddell
worth it.
was a genius, Robert. Yes. He was a
That's
genius
Riddle.
in
Robert
many
wrote
different fields.
Riddell or Riddle?
Riddell.
Yeah, because that says
It's
Riddle.
but that's okay.
So you want
Yes,
to share?
he wrote a sci-fi story about a hot air balloon trip around the moon.
I don't know what it is. It sounds slightly familiar, but I just don't know.
He has named numerous discoveries because he was the discoverer. Looking for my card. Tiddlywink world champ. Close.
Nice, Polly.
Chess player.
No, he probably did play chess, but I haven't found any proof of it. His almost complete diary set is at Tulane University in Louisiana. I'm giving you plenty of hints. Tulane is close to what major city? Dave got it right immediately, but that's okay.
I didn't Google it either.
And he didn't Google it either.
Thank
didn't-
God you got one right and you didn't use Google. I'm proud of you.
We're about ready to tell somebody to eat excrement and die.
Who would you say that to? Because that's just not nice.
Yeah, Google excrement while you're thinking.
I don't want to Google I don't think I want to do so.
Let's see. Nobody's coming up with this. Okay. So, John Leonard Riddell. I was first introduced to him through a book called Monograph of the. Thank you, Adam Jam, New Orleans. What was in New Orleans?
Mardi Gras.
There's a load of stuff in New Orleans.
What was in New
What-
Orleans
A
that
man?
everybody here should be interested in?
The
The
mint.
French Quarters,
mint.
Mardi Gras.
The
I'm
mint.
just
Mint.
kidding.
The
I'm
mint.
kidding. I got you.
Ugh.
Oh,
Okay, so J.L.
Move
Riddell
on.
had a connection to all of that. So, yeah, we'll talk more
Sounds very
about
interesting.
We'll talk more about it next week.
That does sound interesting for real.
John, what? What was his name? Riddle?
John
Riddell?
Leonard Riddell.
Oh, Leonard.
J.L.
Leonard,
J.L. Riddell.
J.L. Riddell. Okay, that's probably how he put his name, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk a little bit about him next week. So, with that, why don't people prepare to ask questions about their New Orleans mint coins? How about that? Is that okay, Robert?
That's fine. If that's what
That
you want
sounds-
to do.
Sounds interesting.
Okay. What was the last year that the New Orleans Mint was in operation? Come on, everybody. It is a 1 year.
Now,
Go ahead,
I'm gonna guess. I'm guessing without ever looking.
You want to
I'm
hint
gonna
first?
guess 1913.
Er,
Okay.
it was a 1 year type coin with a New Orleans Mint. It was a $5 Indian. 1904 is incorrect, Ant. 2242.
12.
Wrong. God, I'm so glad you were wrong. Nope, it's not 1905 camping cage free.
All I can tell you, I'm guessing. That's why I'm wrong. 'Cause
No
I really don't
crap.
know.
Ant 2242, 11 is wrong, but Florida is in with the right answer. Robert, you kiss her feet tonight.
Sure.
oy, oy, oy.
Yes, 1909 was the last year that New Orleans minted coins.
Okay.
What was the first year New Orleans minted coins?
It'd be in the 18. I'm gonna guess it at 1882.
Ant was right on there, baby.
Oh, 1838. Cool.
Yes. Okay, so Ant,
Frankie.
Thank you, Frank.
what coins did they mint in 1838?
Again, a guess. Half dime.
Ant, no, that is incorrect. They were not all obverse mint marks.
Well, and I said half dime, so
Well, half dime is right. Half dollar is right. There are other coins. No,
Polly
Round
Boo's
one.
right.
Paul, you got
Yeah,
that
nice,
one right.
Paul. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, the 38 half dollar was obverse, but the half dime was reverse. Rare ones, not necessarily. The 38 half is really rare. Dimes also very good. Ant. Now let's have the other obverse mint mark coin from 1838 New Orleans.
The nickel.
Something gold.
I'm sorry,
Something gold.
something right. Which one though?
Well, I just said something gold because I've never been rich enough to afford them, so I don't know which one it was.
I'm gonna play the BS card without getting it out.
Okay.
Ant, no, it's not the $5 Ant. And
$3.
no large cent. The first large cent to have a mint mark there was no large cent that ever had a mint mark. The first cent to have a mint mark was
1908.
very good, Robert. Thank you. Okay, so the $2.50 classic head gold piece was the first New Orleans.
I was closer than you, Ant, because I said $3. Just kidding. Don't
Okay,
kid.
so what year was the first mint mark cent? Nobody's gotten
08?
that one yet.
Well, say what?
Come on, trivia. Let's go.
What is he talking about?
What year was the first mint mark sent? Nope. And nope.
Okay.
David's asking Google. Frank got it.
I'm talking the
said it
949.
already. The year
You said I
before
was right
1909.
already.
Yeah, I think.
Okay,
I think Frank's
now-
right.
Now, why is it important that you have a 1908S Indian or a 1909S Lincoln?
Why is it important?
Yeah,
VDB? No.
because it has the same S as the SVDB. So if you need to compare the S's on a 1909S VDB, the serifs of the S have to be parallel. Many of the counterfeits, the lower serif is tilted inward. So that's a key attribution point of the counterfeit 9S VDB.
By the way, I just thought of something. B, what happened to your early presentations, hon?
And
You guys kind of skipped over it.
And
Well, I
22,
don't
42.
recall getting nothing from you in an email with photographs to take into play.
I did send you some pictures
You did?
this morning. You didn't get them?
Florida Lena wouldn't let him open those.
I sent them to the one that you
Oh.
send.
B, your morning is my afternoon.
I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I
go
know it
back
better
for a
than you
second.
do because I come visit you in Ohio.
On today's topic, Ant 2242 said something about it's also the same in the Liberty nickel. Kind of. The first mint marked nickel was a Liberty nickel. What year was it?
Liberty nickel. First Liberty nickel.
The first
B, the
mint
best
marked
part.
nickel.
Okay, B, the first. We'll use that next week, okay?
Okay. And I'm trying to make videos at the same time. I'm going to start every time I do a segment for you. I'm going to make a video of it and put it on my channel.
Frank
That's
is
a good
correct.
idea. It's a real good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm learning Da Vinci.
well,
It's hard.
Let's see. The nickel.
Frank already got the right answer.
What did Frank say?
Okay.
1912.
I never seen what Frank said, but okay.
Yes, 1912, both Denver and San Francisco.
Okay. That's what I was going to say was 12. That's the first one I could think of, but.
So let me see this.
Right. You can compare the S mint marks on the 08 S Indian and the 9S Lincoln to your SVDB to see if it's the same mint mark.
B, did you hear about our earthquake we had 2 days ago?
Yeah. I just heard about it yesterday.
Well,
Yeah,
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it up here. It was more on the coast of Maine. My sister felt it in southern Maine, and then of course Massachusetts felt it. But it was on the Richter of 3.8.
Wow.
So it just really.
Hold it. This is
You
the
don't
first
have earthquakes there, right? They don't.
We're actually on a fault line, but we don't really have them usually normally.
You are a fault line.
See, now I was born and
Nobody
raised in
asked your opinion,
California,
Brad.
so I was used to earthquakes.
You
My
just
sister
said something. You just said something. You have a sister?
I do.
There is additional spawn from that gene
I
puddle?
know, right? I know. How lucky is the world? Yeah, there is. How lucky. No, they didn't.
I'm sure she's lovely.
949. She's even, oh my gosh, she's a pretty one in the family. I'm telling you, she is the beauty. She's real sweet and she's real, she's such a pretty girl.
Is she younger or older?
She is. She's
Which
younger.
one?
She's 2
Younger
years.
or older, she is. That is a blonde
what'd you
answer.
say?
That was good, Nick. That was like.
Well, when you said younger, I was like, yeah, but she's 2 years younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she a good sister?
Yes, she is.
Or
So,
I'm going to talk about J.L. Riddell. Let's go back.
Monograph.
Hold it. Freaking at 443. Your 1900 is an O over a CC if you're talking about a Morgan. It's the 82 O over S.
See, that's what I didn't know if he was talking Morgans or not. But yes, 82
Well,
has an O
because
over S.
I cannot think of any 1900 O over S any coin. I don't know of any other over mint mark for 1900 other than the dollar, Robert.
Well, right. The O over CC, you're correct. And I
Right.
believe there is
Uh,
8 different varieties of
Okay,
that.
would you like to tell them how that came to be?
Sure. If you guys want to know,
Somebody's
basically,
asking.
okay, everything that happens, guys, the way they're made is back in the day when the mint first started making all of the O over CC, what happened was Philadelphia used to make all of the dies, every one. Nobody else got to make them except for Philadelphia. Once Philadelphia would be done making the dies, they would ship them then to either San Francisco, New Orleans, Carson City, or any of the other mints that were open. Once they got there, somebody at the mint facility would take the mint mark for that specific facility, i.e. D would be for Denver or Delaga. Then you'd have this S for San Francisco, O, New Orleans, C, Carson City, and so on. Once they would make it, then they would use those mints for their production of whatever particular coin series they were doing, penny, nickel, dime, quarter, half, or dollar. In 1900, apparently, Carson City got a lot of dies that they had sent to them from Philadelphia. They put down CC on the dies, and then what happened was they did not use those dies up, and New Orleans ran out of dies in 1900. So the Philadelphia Mint would then tell them, instead of making new dies and sending them to the New Orleans Mint, they just told Carson City, send a box of dies down to New Orleans because they're making more production of the dollars than you guys. And what would happen would be that Carson City would box up a group of dies, which there's a bunch of dies in a box, but still they'd send them down to New Orleans, and New Orleans would possibly abrade some, maybe not so good, but then they would stamp their mint onto them, which would be the O New Orleans, and that's how you get the O over CC. So there you go. That's how it happened.
The earthquake on the New Madrid fault, was that like 1800?
And I bet that Dave can't take and correct that.
I don't know. I think so.
Where the Mississippi flowed backwards?
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense there, freaking, but it makes dollars. Okay, the only other time, now somebody can look this up for me, but Ann, that's a great question because a lot of people don't know this. It just occurred, and I think it's somewhere. Brad, when was it that Denver got to? Yeah, I can't remember either. Denver is the only other mint that
70s, 80s. I mean,
no,
it
was in the 80s or 90s. But either way, somebody look it up. Denver was the first one. Then it moved on to where West Point, they are making them now, and I believe maybe San Francisco too. But I'm not going to be positive on San Francisco. I don't know if they're making their own dies yet. I know Denver's allowed to, Philadelphia's allowed to, and I believe West Point is permitted to make dies as well. But that's the only three I'm almost left. Even West Point, I'm not certain about.
So since we're talking about earthquakes, where did the biggest earthquake in the U.S. occur?
Ohio.
Very good, Nick.
Ohio.
What fault line?
I don't know, but maybe you'll fall in it.
Oh,
Wow.
I can't you know what? And we had that happen quite a bit. I think I've been through 3 or 4 earthquakes, Brad, and I keep hearing it, or I used to hear it on the news, and I can't remember it right
So
now.
what was it on the
No.
Richter scale, Smarty Pants?
They didn't have the Richter scale then.
So what?
It was
did they
on
How
the
do you know
New
it was the
Madrid-
largest then?
It was on the New Madrid fault. It's accepted
For
by
you,
thank you.
Nick.
Sticks for Fire has it right. I think it was 1803. The Mississippi River flowed backwards for a time.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember it now that
In
he
fact,
says that.
they said that church bells in Philadelphia rang because of it. That's
Wow.
right.
Bells, all the bells are gone now.
How long does it take to barbecue a brontosaurus?
Good one, hi ho.
What did he say? Records of prehistoric times, Brad. Right on.
Yeah, that's funny.
What really
Fred-
important thing happened in
Brad
1803?
and his
Nick?
friends.
Quick.
I don't know.
It has a
1803?
numismatic. It has a numismatic connection.
I don't remember.
Undaunted courage. Is that a hint?
No.
949. That was
The
that
Louisiana Purchase.
the
Oh,
earthquake?
duh.
Duh.
Yeah, that was a steal.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So like,
So what was a
Nick's-
better deal, Louisiana Purchase or Sewell's purchase of Alaska? Greenland. You got it, Dave. We're not going to pay for that. We're just going to get it.
He's funny.
Hey, Dave, we ain't done with Canada
funny,
yet. So
Brad.
let's wait.
Oh, man.
Canada's still on the boards, Dave.
Play golf. Greenland.
Yeah, we tried to
Listen, Bob.
annex Canada once. It didn't work out so well.
Well, hey, if that's the case, we're going to go with that. Then, if you ask me, the Gulf of America, baby, we got that for free.
Yeah, the Gulf of America. That's pretty funny.
I don't care about the price of eggs. I eat dinosaur eggs. I get one egg a week.
Yeah, 949. It did a little bit. Yeah, that's right. 1989.
I don't know if we want to take on
Mhm.
Canada because I don't think we want their healthcare system. We don't want to take the burden of all that.
We
on.
took on Canada once and we lost, Nick. When was that?
I think it's a good loss.
Depends on how you define loss.
Yeah, they're not going
'cause I-
anywhere.
Nick, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
they
not-
they got a lot of problems up there that I don't think we would be able to fix.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll bet you any amount of money, guys. You're really angering Brad right now. Him and Trudeau are best buddies almost.
Castro.
You mean
Sorry,
Trudeau.
Brad.
Distant
Are they
cousins.
Sorry.
Are they best buddy or butt buddies?
Kissing buddy, Brad saying, I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Nick,
Benedict
Hey, Nick,
Arnold
hold
was
on,
there.
hold on. Nick, my
Yeah.
favorite band is AC/DC for a reason.
Okay. Gotcha. No, I mean, it's been rumored. I mean, it's been talked about here recently that he's not really, he likes men as well.
At my age, I'm just happy somebody's paying attention.
I'll say something about it.
Well, you know, you've shown us your butt online a couple times now, Brad.
That's
You guys
true.
are talking about Trudeau. He's Castro. They're saying Castro's his real father.
Oh,
No,
that's the-
Fidel Castro
I
is not
can't
my
wait to find
father.
out. I don't know.
Not
He
yours.
He's
is
my
great.
uncle.
Trudeau. Is he? Are
Trudeau,
you
he
related to
does.
him?
You know, and I've
Come on,
seen
Brad.
some of those conspiracies, and I'll be honest with you, it's
I know him
it's
all,
eerily
Robert.
similar. There is some eerie similarities there.
very eerie. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, there are. I mean, I'm not
You
a
guys look that one
conspiracy-
up. That's a good one.
Listen, after we've heard a lot of things that have come out lately, nothing surprises me anymore, and I
I
used to be
know,
surprised all the
right?
time. So I'm just not going to be surprised anymore, and just
Nick,
I've been
I've
right
said
the whole
it
time.
forever. I've said it forever and ever. The difference between a conspiracy theorist and fact is about 15 minutes anymore.
yeah, true. I mean, true because
Hey, there
Yeah.
are no fact checkers. Out of here.
and it's true, Aunt, that they are very. There's a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities.
See,
Come on, Brad.
See, Aunt agrees with
Guys,
me.
coins have to do with history. coins do tell a lot of history. So
Yes, they
when we
do.
take and when we start talking about, say, Trudeau and stuff like that, we're talking history. So really, we're still in the spirit of the collecting, because you know what? There's one thing that really does not change, and that is look at the historical value of the coins, and they do tell the true story. A lot of times you have to go back to them to find out what the truth was. Like when the Roman government took and went from silver coins to washing their coins because the government got too big, too powerful. And you know what? Think about it.
Dictatorships are that way, aren't they? Well, there hasn't been a good dictatorship lately. We need a good dictatorship.
See, and nobody, right there you go, guys. There's a perfect example. Conspiracy theories are still alive and well.
Well, I'm hoping they won't. Some of them will be solved when the papers come out that Trump declassified.
Yes, 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 yes. And I was
What's
right
that
about
going to
Kennedy.
prove, though, guys?
I was right about
That'll be
JFK.
interesting. What's that going to prove?
Well,
I was
I
right all
honestly think
along.
it's going to prove that the government had more involvement than they were willing to let on.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've listened to a lot of CIA's
LBJ.
ex-CIA agents that have actually talked about this, and they said that when something's classified and held on this long and not been leaked by others, it's usually because there was government involvement.
Or they're all dead.
Well,
They're all
they are.
dead. They're all
Who's
dead.
dead?
It's been everyone involved in JFK thing, pretty much. They're all dead. Yeah, it's like 60 years or something like that.
Yeah, but still they're protecting the government and government agencies. That's what they're doing. It's not really about the people. It's about the government agencies.
It was the LBJ. It was LBJ, I'm telling you.
Well, who knows? It could be the policies that he was
Bush.
trying to.
Me and you could talk for hours, Nick, about politics, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, Ant, you're so close.
What is he saying?
Ant says the
It was
first
Johnson,
Canada money
Robert, yeah.
passed the cent in 1859, but the first Canadian cent was 1858.
Tick, tick.
I don't know, guys. I have a feeling, I'm
US money
sorry
came
to
north
say, but I
of
have a
Civil
feeling that once they release all those
good idea.
documents, if they do, I have a feeling that it's going to be, I don't know that it's going to be as much information as a lot of people think, because
I think they also did a half dime silver 5-cent piece in 58 also. Maybe something else.
1858.
Yeah. I know there was a cent. Think there was a half dime. There was a dime. I can't remember if there's anything else, but
where?
The
Canada.
Disney.
I'm having a
what?
conversation with an intelligent listener.
Okay, I got a
Right?
question
Not
for you. Why did they only do 80% instead of 90%?
Because their economy sucked.
Is that true? Because I'm really asking you for real. I'm not
Probably.
asking.
I don't know, because they were cheap. I don't know why they did 80 instead of 90. They saved money,
Probably.
didn't they?
Probably.
don't know.
yeah, but it would be, you know what, Nick, that's what we was talking about just a little bit ago about the Roman Empire, how they took real silver coins from the early and they started washing just plain old coins. And I believe there's a book out on this, and I read part of it, and I haven't got a chance to read it all. But Great Britain, Canada, all them, they used the left percentage of silver, and it was to save money
Okay.
to fund wars, I believe. Now, don't quote me on that, but I believe it was to fund a war, and I can't remember which war, or maybe it was for their empire.
And,
you know how,
with Britain? Yeah, because Britain went off of the sterling standard in the late 40s, so during World War II.
right, and
Or
they
just
went
after.
right. So,
Robert, I think we're down to.
yep, we're down to time to say good night or goodbye until next week. Okay, so let's do this thing, guys, and I'm going to start right here. David, you're first.
Thank you for being here, everybody. I hope you learned a lot today. Boy, I sure did. Nick, it was so good hearing your voice again. Very
Thank
good to hear.
you.
Robert, thank you for having this podcast. Blue, thank you for all your wisdom. And of course, Brad, you are awesome. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming. I appreciate it every week. And I also want to say, Nick, I hope you get better soon. I was worried about you and I've been praying for you. So I hope you get
Thank
better
you,
soon
Dee.
because it's important. I want to thank David and Brad, even though Brad's Brad. I'll thank him too. And Robert, of course, for having the podcast. I have fun every week doing it. Bye. Thank you. I'm going to do next week. I'm going to do medieval coins. I was supposed to do it this week, but I'm going to do it next week.
It's so nice we had this time together. Nick doesn't get it. All
Carol
right.
Burnett.
Yeah. Well, Nick doesn't know who Carol Burnett was. Everyone, thank you very much. I hope we will have a little more numismatic content for you next week. We'll work on it. Bee's already got medieval. She's going medieval on everybody. And I'll do a little bit of J.L. Riddell, and we'll have a great time. So those of you that have questions about counterfeit bust tabs might ask them in relationship to J.L. Riddell next week. Till then, happy hunting.
Okay, everybody. Thank you to each one of the podcast members. And I'll tell you what, Nick, it was truly a pleasure that you're back up, and at least we got to hear from you. Continue to get better, and we hope that soon you'll be back on the podcast, showing your lovely face and having part of the conversation. It's always an enjoyable time. So that way there B has a little bit better chance at dealing with Brad. So, other than that, guys, tomorrow night, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, be right back here at YouTube Corner Up. We're going to have a sale. And then next week, guys, we're going to do this again. So, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And if you happen to be looking at coins between now and then, I always like to say, guys, happy hunting. Good night, all.